Welcome. 2 more days until WrestleMania 39. Oh, it's gonna be sweet. Every year there's a WrestleMania, and every year, or rather every time every year, I always say the same thing. Not on this channel, because I've only been here like a month. Oh, this is gonna be one of the best. Because every time you're in that moment where it's fresh, you don't know what's going to happen. You think you might know what's going to happen in certain matches. And it's just being in the moment. And then once it's past, you're like, all right, fuck it. It's done. Next. So for now, it's going to be one of the greatest. I'm just going to go through the match card somewhat quick. I don't want to make this a 20-minute video like I do with my Raw and SmackDown recaps. We're just going to go through the matches, and I'll just give my useless 2 cents on it and hope it's worth a penny for your thoughts. See what I did there? Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. In the beginning, I've said this was some cringy ass shit. There's no sugarcoating it. And that's another thing you're going to notice on the channel here. Is I don't sugarcoat nothing, okay? Don't want the diabetes on this channel. No sugar. If I think something's dumb, I'm just going to say it. But this has my attention and my interest more than it did in the beginning. I feel like through the duration of the back and forth promos as the story evolved, though somewhat slow at times, but I get it, they have to pace it out because they can't come up with too many original stories too often, too quickly. This would have started being a match that I probably would have almost wanted to skip to I am going to watch the whole thing. Well, that and because I have a wrestling channel now, it helps if I watch the whole match of every show so that I can properly talk about them afterwards. I think Rey Mysterio might win this one. I don't know if after the match we're going to have the corny thing where they hug each other and everything is fine. I feel like that would be too cliche. I don't think it'd be the right time. Let it still be the way that it is. I would actually almost save the Raw after Mania to maybe have them settle things out. I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm no creative writer, okay? But that's just my quick thing on it. Now has my interest. I think maybe Rey's going to win, and at some point either that night or something soon after, he's got to come through, perhaps. Because every story has to end eventually, right? They're not going to just remain this way forever. The men's WrestleMania showcase match. Now, as a whole, I don't feel like the tag team division is what it once was. Then again, I don't feel wrestling overall is what it once was. But in its own way, it's just as good, it's just different. And then the tag team division for me, I just don't have a lot of interest in it at times throughout the last couple of decades. There's been some good tag teams. Montez Ford, just as a superstar, one of my favorites. Ricochet, Chad Gables. Now, in this one here, if I were to pick who I think is going to win, I actually don't really know. I mean, I could tell you who I want to win, believe it or not. It would actually be either Chad Gable, like the Alpha Academy. Let's just call them by their tag team. The Alpha Academy or the Street Profits. The thing that I'm wondering, though, with this is this filler content Like, what is it? What is the goal here? Like, there's a story here. What's the story here? What's this big clusterfuck of behemoth men in the ring here? I don't even think this is like a contenders match of some sort for the tag team championship. What I would like to see is the winner of this 4-pack, whatever it's called, tag team championship match, to potentially go up against the winners of this Mania's tag team, championship, right? Have a SmackDown and Raw tag team championship like we did before. So either Alpha Academy or the Street Profits, I would like to see win, and then from there, have one of them face off against one another to be the contender for the titles. Yeah. Let's move on to the next one. Number 3. Well, Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville are looking pretty good there as ghosts. Another showcase match. But this one, and I'm not going to pretend like I know what I'm talking about here. Yeah, see, it even says here, as opposed to the men's showcase, which features 4 teams randomly thrown together, the women's match at least have an overarching storyline in the form of Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler's torments at the SmackDown women's division. Right. Yeah, it's true. There is a little bit more of a story here. But I forget if the outcome here is to face off again against the women's tag team champions. Chelsea Green, Sonya Deville, Natalya and Shotzi. I mean, if I had to guess / who I would like to see win, it would either be Natalya and Shotzi or Ronda and Shayna. So, one of them, I would guess. And then I have a feeling, I mean, she's been tag champion just a couple of years ago, Natalya. It'll be interesting to see if Ronda ends up with it. I have a feeling that might happen. We'll have to see. All right. Don't mind me, I was getting distracted there for a minute. The Intercontinental Championship. Boy. I mean, I'm going to be on the edge of my seat when the match is going on. I've already expressed that I don't like the riffraff between Drew and Sheamus. I don't like it. I really hope that at the end they put their differences together, because that whole camaraderie brotherhood that they have is just so great for me to see. But obviously, script, right? I get that. I don't like the way Sheamus has been behaving. If I ever say stuff like that, it's obviously in character, right? I'm not a Mark. My name is Phil. Okay. Now, who I think is gonna win? Versus who I'd like to see win. I mean, he's lost twice before. His last couple of opportunities, which is what Drew brought up. 3 times is a charm. He's had it now for an unprecedentedly long time. I would say that I would be ready to see Sheamus capitalize on that Grand Slam. It's the only title that's eluded him. And I absolutely feel he's paid his dues. And then from there you can perhaps have, Drew, no offense, move on and potentially go for one of the split titles if they're doing split heavyweight champion, universal championship titles. I don't even really know what the heck's going on with that. And then Gunther, better luck next time. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a creative writer. I don't have this whole thing planned out. Just in the moment, knee-jerk reaction. I would like to see Sheamus win and put his differences aside with Drew. Or Let's spin it. Say Drew wins. Gives Sheamus an opportunity right away for the title and be like, look, it's all good, you know? I may have won and it wasn't your moment, but you're going to have first crack at it. How's that? And as a matter of fact, why don't we have that match right now? I don't know, that might sound dumb, but I'm just saying, like, give us something a little unexpected. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, right? I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. You get a triple threat. You know, he wins the title. Then his other guy used to be his good friend. And all of a sudden, why don't we just have that match right now? Let's, you know, I don't know. Whatever. Remember, these are just my thoughts. Doesn't have to make sense, right? Oh, made a mistake again, Bleacher Report. Hell in a Cell. Edge and the Demon. It's actually the Demon. It's actually put in brackets now when you look at the card and some other websites. I hope Edge wins. I love Finn to death. I may have a little bit more loyalty to Edge, not because he's Canadian. Has nothing to do with it. I don't care where you're from, honestly. That whole thing, by the way, of like Bret the Hitman Hart's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. So is Kevin Owens and all that, and Sami Zayn. It's like there's a pattern there. They're Canadian. I don't care where they're from. I don't care if they're from fucking Mars, if they're aliens from, you know, wherever. I don't care. There isn't like an extra, ooh, isn't that cool? I've never really given a shit about that, honestly. I really don't. But that's just me. So yeah, I hope Edge wins. I don't see there being any post anything, you know, the Demon has come back. Does it make him see more clearly? I mean, I don't see the Judgment Day just breaking apart right yet. Most factions pretty much all eventually kind of just break up. Not always on bad terms, from what I remember. I don't want to think too much, or this video is going to be 6 hours long, longer than WrestleMania itself. I mean, you can't have everybody be the good guy. I hadn't been used to seeing Finn Balor as a heel. He's doing a great job. But I would much prefer to keep Edge face if I had to, and Finn Balor heel if I had to choose. I think I've seen enough of Edge as a heel. I just love hearing the chants for him, I think is what it is. Finn can do with some booze. So yeah, Edge. I think it's going to be a great match. It's going to be grueling inside of that Hell in a Cell. Brock Lesnar versus Omos. I don't know what that was. Don't give me that look, you creepy bastard. Never trust a man or a woman with clover-leafed ears. It means they've been fucking around and finding out. No, it's true. The whole, like, you know, getting popped and beaten inside of the octagon. I think and I hope that this ends up being where... See, he was... You can't make him look weak, but what I'll say is it made him look... What? Like it was confusing. You know, the last two segments where they faced off and they were doing their little thing, it was just like, what the fuck is this shit? I didn't like it. This was kind of just thrown together, somewhat. But it better end the way I think it's going to end. Where he's going to dig deep down, real deep. Like, I mean, middle of the earth deep. Come to the other side of the earth deep. Pick this bastard up. Give him a suplex that you're like, did he just do that? And give him one nice, clean, solid F5. A 418-pound, 7'3" F5. Brock is older. That don't mean shit. He's picked up the Big Show, who weighed more than Omos. The problem is Omos is a lot taller. Okay? He's actually bigger in some different kind of ways. Believe it or not, even if Omos weighs 100 pounds less, it may actually in some ways be a little bit more awkward to pick him up. I hope we don't make him look too weak, but at the same time, we need to make him look the way he really is, which is very dominant. Like I said, those last two segments where they faced off, it was just stupid, and then Lesnar would just stay out like a well-behaved person, and okay, well, that's that then. Obviously, this is, again, no fault of his own, right? I just didn't like it, and I hope I like the match. Because I am very intrigued to see what he's going to be able to do with Omos. Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky versus Damage Control. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie here. I keep forgetting that Trish is actually going to wrestle. Right? This isn't just she's hanging around. Look at me. It's been a while since I've been here. They're actually like it's a 3-on-3. Right? And I mean, it better be my girls here on the left. It just better be, or I'm going to be angry, hangry, hungry, whatever it's called, and then I'm going to need a Snickers, you know? Because, and it sounds rude, and, you know, I just don't give a crap about this storyline with them. I have like none, zero, zilch. And again, for Bayley, it's no fault of her own. I miss her silly, huggy personality, you know, hair to the ponytail off to the side and, you know, the funky balloons there. I don't know, there was just something about it back then that I just preferred that silly gimmick a bit more. She's come a long way, but like I said, just from a story perspective, I'm just not invested. But here, absolutely. Definitely. So, yeah, it better be Trish, Lita, and Becky. As to whether or not that's what happens, only time will tell. This is going to be good. I really like Asuka's newer look, like in recent history there. Really digging the pink and the blue hair, and then like the face. It's like a, I don't even know what to call it, but it's really cool. I would have maybe have gone some blue streaks with some pink streaks in there to kind of match with the hair. Yeah, because I'm the makeup guy. I don't know how long she's had the title for. It's for a while. If I'm not mistaken, this is the real wife, Bianca, of Montez Ford. Am I correct? I hope I'm correct. Never claimed to be an expert here. Maybe Asuka to win? I would think, maybe. I think Asuka might win this one. As to who I want to win? I think I'm impartial on this one, actually. I think I'd be happy either way. But yeah, I'm going to go with Asuka on this one. But definitely, she's been an amazing champion. Oh la la, oh la la. I mean, holy shit. I mean, for real, just the whole bloodline thing. I need a sip of my veggie greens here. Oh, sweet holy pineapple. I want KO and Sami Zayn to win. I don't think, from what I can remember quickly off the top of my head, I don't think either of them have ever won a tag team championship within the WWE promotion. The Usos are very special to me. As much as I loved RK Bro and all that, and back in the day, the Mega Powers and having Hogan Macho Man, Hogan Ultimate Warrior, or just any of the great Legion of Doom, like all these great tag teams that we've had over the course of wrestling history. I'm not gonna lie. Ever since the Usos went the whole, like, welcome to the Uso. That's actually not how they say it. That's terrible. To the Uso Penitentiary. That whole vibe where they don't have the neon green face paint there, where they're all happy-go-lucky with their crappy entrance music. I didn't like it. I like the genre of music, so pipe down if you think I'm shitting on hip-hop music. I just didn't like that song. Didn't like their entrance. It's not that I didn't like them. I just wasn't invested in them. And I find what happens with superstars as a whole, or wrestlers in general, it's not so much that it takes time for me to become invested in them. It's that when I can see and hear them, well, seeing them doesn't really matter. It's hearing them speak with promos and stuff and stories that can really help build an attachment to them. And that whole Sami Zayn thing, and even Jimmy, wow. I think the Usos are one of the only... I'll stick with teams for now, because they're a team. Never mind individual superstars. I think they're one of the number one tag teams in the world whereby I had one of the least interest in ever, and then completely did, I would say a 360, but then I'd be right back to where I started. A complete 180. Complete opposite direction. And they are now probably my favorite tag team potentially of all time. Close to, and don't laugh at me, because I'm telling you, I'll bend that thumb in half, twist it, and snap it off inside your ass. Remember. Next to the Fashion Police, Tyler Breeze and Fandango. That whole thing, again, to talk about that briefly, if I may, I thought they were incredibly talented. Fandango and Tyler Breeze, to me, are just, like, amazing. Very talented. They're in great shape. Fandango can dance. He can wrestle. Like, oh my God, can he wrestle? He's good on the mic. Same thing with Tyler Breeze. And then that whole fashion thing, it was goofy, it was cringy, it was like a Santino Marella feel-good comedy relief. But just like Santino, very talented. Like, could actually wrestle. They're safe wrestlers. They're just incredible talent, really. And as an overall, scale of, like, entertainment, like on an overall grand scale of all things for all tag teams, do they deliver when it came to entertainment? And I think they did. So before, like, the Usos there for a while, yeah, the Fashion Police was actually, like, one of my favorite tag teams. Like, seriously, no fucking joke whatsoever. And then they got split up, and then they just fizzled, and they're not long lost and forgotten, but I mean, obviously on the program they are, because they're not around. Tyler Breeze is in 2K23, and I'm really happy about that, but I'm disappointed that Fandango's not in there, and I kind of get it. Although I have to admit I'm confused as to why Tyler Breeze is in there. I'm happy he's in there. Or just what made him pass? I mean, fuck, Ric Flair's not even in there. Anyhow, getting a little off track, but I'm still on wrestling track. Yeah, so KO and Sami Zayn. I'm sorry, I know I went off. Okay? And I did say originally this was going to be on the, oh my God. It's been a half hour almost. There's no way anybody made it this far. And if you did book an appointment with your psychologist or psychiatrist. So yeah, KO, Sami Zayn win. They lose. Okay? They're done. I love them, but they're done. Oh man. One of my absolute favorite female wrestling superstars of all time. And it has nothing to do because I love her daddy. Ric Flair. I'm not going to woo because my voice is a little cracky. Woo! That was cringy. Do not share that with anybody on social media. Man, Rhea Ripley is very impressive. Holy shitballs, man. Or woman in this case, I just mean figure of speech. Ah, man. Oh, man, oh, man. Woman, oh, woman, oh, woman. Oh, this tears me apart. I think Rhea's gonna win. I don't know. I really don't. Yeah, Rhea Ripley, I think, is gonna take this one. Maybe. I mean, it's not like I know for sure, obviously. But I think that's the way it's gonna go. And if not, I'm happy either way. I mean, if she loses, if Charlotte loses, she'll win it again. She's already a 14, 15 time champion, almost like her father. So that's that. Seth Rollins, Logan Paul. This is going to be real quick. Oh boy, at least I hope it is. I love Seth Rollins to death, man. He's just... Holy fucking shit, do I ever love Seth Rollins. He just makes me so happy. Talented on a scale that words don't properly describe in a dictionary. He's gone through the heel phase, the face phase, or the baby phase, whatever. The good guy, the bad guy. Didn't really like him in the Shield. I mean, I liked the Shield, but I was like, I'm more of a Bloodline person. Individually, I'm so happy for Seth, the success that he's had. I love his music, the whole sort of kind of Joker gimmick, where he does his laugh there and his little dance. I've talked about this before when I was playing 2K23. And the music, oh man, just, he's just so amazing. Logan Paul. Oh boy. Oh boy, Logan Paul. So, Logan Paul... Where do I begin? We could keep digging up his past like we could with anybody. You and I and everybody else around the world. He's got not the greatest past with that whole Force thing in Japan and all. Okay, I get it. It was years ago. He apologized. His brother is a bit of a goofball as well, but he's a pretty decent boxer. It's kind of hard to argue that. Logan Paul, the YouTube dude. That's actually, holy shitballs, practically more talented than half the roster. The moves that he can do, he just never ceases to amaze me. Shooting halfway across the ring with Ricochet, was it? And just splat, where he shoots himself over. And yes, I get it, he's not the first one to do it. I don't give a shit, I'd like to see you pull that move off. The guy is a legitimate superstar. This isn't just some YouTube bro that wanted to be cool and was really popular, and then he shows up on wrestling and it's a gimmick that lasted for a weekend. This guy can actually wrestle. His mic skills aren't exactly CM Punk level, but they're good. They're actually pretty good. He's got his moments. And yeah. Oh, yeah. As a person, look, I don't know him personally, so it's easy for me, like I said, to keep shitting on him, not forgiving him, not moving on from his past transgressions. I don't hate the guy. It's hard for me not to respect Logan Paul. It really is hard for me not to. I mean, this isn't some, like I said, fly-by-night cheap gimmick. He's... Like, when I see Logan Paul and I try to distance myself from all the past crap and I just look at him at face value in WWE, I don't look at him as, oh, it's the YouTuber, social media superstar Logan Paul. I see him as Kind of like The Miz, because The Miz was on a reality show as well. Not that he is on one, I don't think. I just mean like, okay? I take Logan Paul very seriously. I mean, I don't plan on wrestling him anytime soon, but I hope Seth wins. But Logan Paul is actually pretty fantastic, and it's actually hard to argue that. Thank God we're near the end. A half hour just to go through this shit. Should have taken 13 seconds, 1 second per match. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think Theory's gonna win. Predominantly because, with all due respect to John Cena is not even really a part-timer. He's not really around anymore. And so if he won the championship, what's he going to do? An open challenge for a couple of weeks and stick around and be full-time for a part-time time? Did that make sense? I don't think that's going to happen. Would I like to see him win? Not necessarily. He's had his shares of wins and losses. I'd like to see Theory, I think, win this one because it'll make him look even stronger. It'll solidify him as being more believable because he used to be that selfie guy. And it was hard to take him seriously. Then he grew the beard, tried to look a little meaner, a little bit more rugged. His promo skills, I think, are getting up there. He's absolutely phenomenal in the ring. And even his physique, never mind the pretty boy looks there. He really does look, even with his attire. It's like a mirror image of John Cena back in the day, in the early 2000s there. I mean, this is one for the ages. I think Theory's going to win this one, not taking anything away from John Cena, one of the absolute greatest of all time. I mean, holy shit. Just, wow. And look, it's not like he's going to watch this, but if he did, I'd still tell him to his face. Love the guy to death. Just as a full package. But I think Austin Theory is like capable of becoming, from a caliber standpoint, just as big. This guy's only, what, 24? And no offense, look at how John Cena has been in terms of a prolific superstar, in terms of stardom and star power. And the whole joke with the 5 moves of doom. 5 doom moves, 5 moves of doom. Maybe that's why he does this, because he's like, hey, 5 moves is coming up. Like, Theory's skill set in terms of moves, it's kind of vastly superior to John Cena's. I'm just saying. This guy, I'm telling you, watch the fuck out, because I better watch my mouth, or too many of these F-bombs, and it's gonna, well, I'm not even monetized, so who cares if it gets struck? Yeah, I think Austin Theory's gonna win this one. Not gonna spend too much time here because it's been too long, and I actually have to go. I love Roman. My God, has he ever blossomed into something unbelievable? Like, he did the Goodfellas scene there. You think I'm funny? What the f*** makes me so funny? Huh? Like a clown, I amuse you? I'm here for your entertainment? How the fuck am I funny? That's why I'm not an actor. But, just everything about this guy. I mean, I used to like him as a wrestler, sure. You know, and all that. And I used to be like, whatever. But, wow. Like, his mic skills, his presence, his delivery on everything. It's like fucking literally Hollywood-style shit, man. Caliber shit. Holy what-a-tow. I think Cody's going to win. We're going to split these belts. We're going to do something. We'll get into that discussion maybe another time as to what's going to happen. Is there just going to be one belt? Are we still going to have a champion on Raw, champion on SmackDown? Or are we just going to have the one belt, the one top dog? Remember? Huh? Anyways. And then maybe they'll go back and forth at PLEs, premium live events, and we'll have it so that sometimes the belt can swap, so that SmackDown and Raw can both equally have just the one championship that can go back. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know. That alone could be a 30-minute speech, okay? Or a 30-minute rant, whatever you want to call this. I think Cody's going to do it. I think overall the bloodline is going down at Mania 39. It's not that I want them to. I'm just saying I think that's what's going to happen, and then there's going to be some internal shit going on. I don't know where Solo Sikoa. I don't think he has a match, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be there. He'll probably be at the entrance of WrestleMania 39, unlike 2K23, where the entrance is... Anyways. I'm just going to leave that one alone. So that's it. How long was this? Sweet, holy guacamole. It's done. That's it. Oh my god, how did this even happen? If you liked it, you're crazy. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I don't like that's going to happen. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm and making me a little bit more relevant in search results when people are looking shit up. You didn't like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. And speaking of thumbs down, that's right, if you give this a thumbs down, not only am I going to break it off inside of your ass by bending it and twisting it in half, speaking of Solo Sikoa, you're going to get the Samoan spike right in the trachea. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, yeah, because this is going to win you over. Naturally, that would be fantastic. But if not, I get it. Trust me, I get it. Thanks for stopping by anyways, and especially if you made it this far. It adds to my watch time, which I need to build up to get monetized. Thanks for stopping by, and take care, and maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.